The program is called the Summer Civic Program, and the students here behind me are doing an obstacle course because our theme is overcoming obstacles. So first we've had them identify obstacles in their lives, and now we're having them run an obstacle course, and then we'll be talking about it and how that just a simple obstacle course can relate to their life.
I would say that I take the opportunity to do hands-on work with students because it's an opportunity for me to learn too. I can plan the lesson and help implement it, but I'm not teaching them. I'm facilitating their learning as well as my learning. So it's a lot of planning to make sure that they're getting the concepts that we want, instead of just saying, what's the definition of teamwork, and writing down notes about teamwork and staying positive and motivated to get through school. We can do activities and they learn it, but they don't feel like it's work to learn it.
Listening to what order. Who found that it was hard to remember what order you were supposed to do it in? Did anyone have a strategy for remembering what order?
The first week they came, we talked about fulfilling your ambition. So we had each student write down what their dream was or what their goal was, and we've built upon that every week. So last week we identified obstacles to achieving that, and this week we're talking about ways to overcome those obstacles. So doing activities like this is just a way for them to participate in kind of more abstract activities that have obstacles, and then help them identify those so that they can then relate it back to their own lives when we talk about their own goals and their own ambitions.
They're learning a lot about working together as teams, taking the role as a leader, and then also just teamwork type stuff, and then, like I said, to have fun as well.
A group like the Secondary Urban Educators gives our students the chance to have those types of impact, working with real kids in our community. It's difficult, it's a lot of work. The Secondary Urban Educators are a highly committed group of pre-service teachers that have given a lot of their personal time. But I think what we see is an incredible payoff. And I absolutely think that these students, as they go off into student teaching and go off into those first teaching jobs, already have another set of experiences from which to base those decisions that they make as new teachers.
Secondary Urban Educators is an organization that is specifically designed to provide these professional development opportunities for the education students and to collaborate with the community, working with urban schools and urban community partners. So that's exactly what this program did, and that's, I mean, we just really pulled it off very well overall, and it was community collaboration. It was helping the students practice what we learned in the classroom, and it was professional development for us.
So you're going to keep passing the ball all the way down until you can get it down into this cup. If you get it all the way down to the cup and you miss, guess what? All the way back to the beginning, okay?
We bring inner city youth to our campus here, get them familiar with the campus, and allow them to see that there are people just like them on this campus. So if this is a goal of theirs, it's something achievable for them. This is something they can do. It's real life, and it's not just some kind of idea in space. It's something that they're absolutely able to do if that's what they want.
The main thing they got out of it was that it's a lot more attainable to go on to college than they might have originally thought. That financially it's feasible, that academically it's feasible, that they can get help at college, and they don't have to be the best writers or the smartest kid in the class, that, you know, as long as they're willing to work hard, and that there are plenty of resources here on campus. They had a great time. They really enjoyed themselves. They sometimes I don't even think they quite knew that they were learning. You know, they come back and we talk about all the things that they did that day, what was going on, and we'd kind of rehash everything, and it was just amazing kind of some of the things that they did, and all of a sudden they were just picking up this knowledge and feeding it back to me and saying, oh, look, you know, this, and I'm like, wow, okay, they're picking this stuff up.
And we're trying to make them see that just because outside perception is one thing, who they are as people cannot be defined by everyone else. They have to define themselves as who they are and what they do and what they contribute to their community, as opposed to what outer communities and other people say or define them as.
The School of Education is actually based totally around urban education, so having these students who are all from the inner city, it really gives us an emphasis on focusing on students from the inner city atmosphere.
As an education major, this gives me an opportunity to practice what I've been learning throughout the year as far as teaching goes and different teaching styles.
Every time that we would meet with the kids, they were begging, when will we be back? When can you come back? When can you come back and visit? And I know some of us had other opportunities to teach outside of the times when we had the students on campus. And also we had other opportunities just to kind of hang out. I know I specifically went to a pajama dance party that they had where they put on a program for their younger students as well. So some of the teamwork stuff that they got to practice here with us, they could then put to use at Hawthorne when we weren't around, when they ran a program for some of the younger students that they work with.
I think it's opened people's eyes to what these kids are capable of and who they are as people. They don't judge them by where they're coming from, as in the facilities that they're coming from, or the community, which has a bad rap. They're being judged on who they are and what they do, as opposed to that reputation. And teachers are amazed at what the kids have to offer them, and in turn are going out into urban schools and becoming great teachers.
I think it fits so neatly with the overall philosophy of the School of Education here in Indianapolis, and particularly what we're trying to do in terms of outreach. And we do that in terms of our teaching, our service, and our research, and here's the students taking that just one step further. It is absolutely a perfect fit. It also fits with our commitment to collaborating with community partners in the sense that we're not bringing necessarily a canned or scripted program out into the field and saying this is the way to do it. These programs are developed, in collaborative relationships with our community partners. And I think a great testament is where our students went out and met with some of these folks and said, what is it that you need? How can we help you? How can we help you continue to do the good work that you do in the community? And that's the spirit that the School of Education really tries to embrace in everything that we do. And I think it's a great testament that students have taken that up.
What was hard when you used the softball, when you switched balls, but you could still talk? It was easier with the softball?
Yeah. This is definitely a challenge for the education students because it takes us out of that more formal setting and brings us into the informal, and so it's just a way for us to kind of adapt those skills that we've learned and learn how to be flexible. Things don't always work out perfectly the first time, but we have learned as a group collectively to adapt very well and just modify things to make this the best possible program for the kids.
Yeah.